When the Lexus RX 300 came out in the late 1990s, carrying into the early 2000s, it wasn't just another SUV. It set the tone for the direction the market was moving. At a time when most sport utility vehicles were still rugged truck-based machines designed with towing and off-road capability in mind, Lexus dared to do something different. The RX 300 wasn't meant to tackle rocky trails or haul massive loads. Instead, it introduced buyers to the idea of the luxury crossover, a vehicle that felt more like a refined sedan raised off the ground than a traditional SUV. By the early 2000s, it was clear that the RX 300 had tapped into something big, and in hindsight, it helped define the direction the entire industry would take. The formula behind the RX 300 was deceptively simple. Lexus took the underpinnings of the Toyota Camry, already one of the most dependable sedans on the market, and reimagined them into a higher-riding, all-weather capable vehicle with the comfort and polish Lexus was known for. This unibody design immediately distinguished it from body-on-frame rivals like the Jeep Grand Cherokee or Chevrolet Blazer, which rode like trucks and often felt clumsy on pavement. The RX 300, by contrast, drove like a car. Its suspension soaked up bumps with ease, steering was light and precise, and the whole experience behind the wheel was serene rather than rugged. For suburban families and professionals who wanted the commanding view of an SUV without the compromises, it was exactly the right recipe. Under the hood sat a 3.0-liter V6 engine, good for around 220 horsepower, which was more than enough to move the RX 300 with confidence. It wasn't built for high-speed thrills, but acceleration was smooth, quiet, and effortless, matching the vehicle's overall character. Buyers could choose between front-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive system that provided extra security in rain and snow. Fuel economy was another area where the RX shined compared to truck-based SUVs, often achieving several miles per gallon better than its bulkier competition, which mattered when gas prices started creeping upward in the early 2000s. Step inside the RX 300, and you'd find one of the most comfortable and thoughtfully designed cabins of its era. Lexus made sure every surface felt premium, with soft-touch materials, leather upholstery, and a level of craftsmanship that outclassed many rivals. The seating position was upright and commanding, while the second row offered plenty of room for passengers. Cargo space in the back was generous, making the RX a practical family hauler as well as a luxurious commuter. Technology for the time was impressive too, with available navigation, a premium sound system, and thoughtful touches like dual-zone climate control. Compared to the utilitarian interiors of the Nissan Pathfinder or the dated cabins of some American SUVs, the RX 300 felt like a glimpse of the future. Reliability became another major selling point. Since the RX 300 shared much of its DNA with the Camry, it benefited from Toyota's proven engineering. Owners discovered that with routine maintenance, the RX could easily last well past 150,000 or even 200,000 miles without serious trouble. This was in stark contrast to luxury competitors from Europe. The BMW X5 and Mercedes-Benz M-Class, which also entered the market around this time, promised more driving excitement and prestige, but they often brought expensive repair bills as well. Lexus offered a different kind of luxury, peace of mind. Price-wise, the RX 300 was competitive, but certainly not cheap. In the early 2000s, it started around $33,000 to $38,000 depending on trim and options, making it accessible to buyers who wanted an upscale SUV without stepping into the stratosphere of Range Rover pricing. On today's used market, early RX 300s from 2000 to 2003 often sell for between $3,000 and $6,000 depending on condition and mileage. Many of these vehicles are still running strong, a testament to the durability that became part of the RX legend. Looking back, what makes the RX 300 so important is how it shifted expectations. Before it came along, the idea of a luxury crossover barely existed. Buyers had to choose between rugged SUVs that were often impractical for city life or expensive European imports that carried high running costs. Lexus showed that there was another way. A vehicle that was comfortable, stylish, efficient, and reliable, without demanding sacrifices in day-to-day livability. The RX 300 quickly became a hit, and its success laid the groundwork not only for the RX line, which continues today as one of Lexus's best sellers, but also for the crossover boom that dominates the market 2 decades later. The Lexus RX 300 may not have been the most adventurous SUV of its time, and it certainly wasn't built for hardcore off-roading. But that wasn't the point. Its genius lay in recognizing what buyers really wanted: a vehicle that combined the security of an SUV with the comfort and dependability of a luxury sedan. In doing so, it became one of the most influential SUVs of the early 2000s and arguably one of the most important vehicles of its generation. If you found the video useful, be sure to hit the like button to support us, and here's another video you'd like.